and another K-pop reaction. I-DLE with DUMDi DUMDi. Let's see.
Welcome, young lady. Room 103.
뜨거운 태양에 살짝 미친 나 쉽게 두 볼이 빨개지고 그러다 어질어질 달아오른 날 헤엄을 치듯 춤을 추고 킥스나의 연놀이 벽을 녹여 아우가 듬뿍 젖어버린 속옷 뒷가수가 흔들리도록 춤춰 팡팡 터진 축제 탕탕 머리를 비우고 미친 듯 음악은 턴탑 찬방되는 파도에 비치는 두구동 DJ 이 바람에 삐끗삐끗 사랑을 더 세게 더 주고 싶어 날 계절이 느껴지게 이대로 두 눈을 꼭 감고 싶어 태양이 떠도 영원하게 바람은 설렘되게
Very cinematic, very cinematic video. The whole little intro part. They're adorable. They look cute as all heck in this video for sure. The Tomboy video was, you know, they're a little edgy. Their use of the color red a lot. I mean, it was very strong in what it was trying to do. It was just leaning really hard into the color scheme and some of the sounds as well. I like the dancey rhythms on what we call like the verse section. Very cool drum beats there. You know, very what would you say, like maybe South American, Central American inspired. And then the contrast with the sort of like pre-chorus section where it feels like it slows down. You know, it allows for all of that space to open up again. And then the chorus part comes in, and it's very hooky, isn't it? It's very catchy. The little whistle bit that it's just like a beat, but it, you know, everything else drops out, and you hear that little that little whistle sound in there. It's fun. It's fun. This was a cool video. Hold on. Okay, let me see. When the sun strikes the heart of the desert, 6 wandering souls come across each other at an outdated motel where human vestiges are barely traceable. There is a special life story behind each soul, and together they end up spending the most burningly compelling day of their lives. Huh. Very cinematic. Even this first shot right here, I can't tell how high up off of the ground this camera is. You know, I don't know if this is like close right here, and it's just a perspective thing. But this is a very wide shot. Lots of Western themes, Western sounds. So I had a comment on one of the latest videos that I had reacted to, and there's something that comes into play a little bit later on, but just to point out right here in this shot, because they're giving us so much right here, right? Okay, so you see the car and it's smoking, and you hear that hissing sound, right? Now you can see in the frame, you can see the car, you can see the smoke, and you can hear that hissing sound. This is what we call diegetic sound, because you can see, you can observe the source of where that sound is coming from, right? The music that you hear is non-diegetic. It's there. You don't see the instruments. You don't see who's playing them. You don't see a guitar. You don't see, you know, what's making the musical sound right here. There's a shot later on towards the end where they're sort of bringing it back around to finish up, and there's a use of diegetic sound in there. Okay, we'll catch it. So it's a very cinematic, very narrative, very, you know, they look cute. They look really cute in this video. Just
welcome, young lady.
This guy with the sawed-off shotgun. She looks cute in this outfit. Very cute, and she's riding that horse. Like she's chilling on. She knows how to ride a horse. And then this just comes out of nowhere. Doggy barking because the horse is drinking the water now, huh? Club Tropicana. It's quite an intro.
뜨거운 태양에 살짝 미친 나 식혀두 볼이 빨개지고 그러다 어질러질 달아오른 날 헤엄을치듯 춤을 추고 음악을 더 크게 더 틀고 싶어 우리 사랑이 안 들리게 안 나도 더 가까이 붙고 싶어 한 심장이 팡 터지게
They sound good. They sound great in this mix. This part right here, this first change up, feels heavy, man. And then they start building it up right away. Quite a build up. There's a huge like synth horn sound in this. It comes in right on the one every time, that boom, boom, like it's a big synth horn sound. It actually fits really well with everything else that's going on in this part of the mix, of percussion. Very hooky chorus, very hooky. It's great. It's great because everything else drops out, and that whistle has there's a little. It's kind of wet. There's a little bit of reverb on there. It's like a little bit, not too much though. It doesn't like go on forever. It's just cool. It's just it's a fun way to play with like space. Oh, this is a great part too. That was solid, man. That was a great rap part. That was actually really awesome rhythms on there. That was that was very entertaining actually. Like that, I give a lot of credit to that. That was yeah, just the perfect place for it too in the song. The first verse and chorus part goes through. We mostly get melodic stuff. We mostly get sung lines, a little bit of harmonization once we get to the pre-chorus and chorus part. So that it fits really well right in there, and it's good. That's a solid flow. So that the summer part there at the end of that phrasing, or the end of that phrase, there's a little bit of compression on it. It sounds like it's through a filter, kind of like one of those made to sound like you're on a telephone or something. You know, so there's a little bit of a compression filter effect that's added on that. This is more fun than the Tomboy video was. It's just more upbeat, just more dancey, just more, you know, a lot of things going on here. Not that I disliked the Tomboy track. You know, that was very how can I say, a very strong introduction to the group. You know, I wanted to hear something just like this track to round out the idea of their sound. You know, because it even felt like in the Tomboy track that they're leaning very hard into some sort of stylistic and aesthetic touch or approach there. So, but this is exactly what I was looking for. Like, it's fun. And here we get a lot more space, and as is pretty much I'm finding out very much common in a lot of these K-pop songs, when we get to this section here, it's kind of bridgy. There's enough of a contrast there that this starts to feel something like a bridge, even without necessarily shifting the chord progression around too much. But we get all this open space because the busy percussive rhythms, aren't going off right now. You don't get a lot of those chorusy chants, the O's and the A's. There's all this space, and this is when they'll stretch out the vocals. You'll get to hear more melody. You'll get to hear more sound of the sung voices. It's a great part of most every K-pop track that I've heard so far. I'm like looking forward, like, okay, when are they gonna just sing to me here? When is it? Oh, okay, this is going on. It's always a fun, enjoyable part. See, the percussion comes back in, and it gets busy right away. Diegetic sound. You see what I mean? You hear the fire crackling, and you hear the wind blowing actually too, but you can see the fire in this. And this is a production technique or method, I guess you could say, of using the visual cue and the auditory cue together to kind of add to the experience here. It's actually really like a neat thing. It's just if you're just watching it or just listening to it or whatever, sometimes it's in passing, and it's, oh well, that was cool. You might think, oh, okay, that was cool, but from a production side of it, this is one of those things that okay, watch at this point, right, as the track's gonna drop out, and we're gonna have this shot with the fire, and you're gonna hear it crackling. It's gonna be great, and it's just one of these things where when you put it together and it's finally all there, it's kind of cool. So when you see that, right, if you notice things about this, there's a little bit of play going on with your perception as far as sight and sound, and they're trying to blend these two different layers of what you're seeing and what you're hearing, and it's to create a sense of continuity and sort of a little bit more tangible, right? If appealing to your senses in the right way can give something more effect, more impact.
Shout it out loud. Hey, let's turn on my summer band. Hit the drum. Dumdi dum dum, 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 dumdi dum. Hey, dumdi dum dum. Turn on my summer. Dumdi dum dum, 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 dumdi dum dum. Turn on my summer.
And that same sort of compression filter effect on that last little vocal part that you got there, right at the end. Fun. They're adorable. That was cute. The choreography was very fun. It's entertaining. It's uplifting. It's upbeat, and Oh, what a very like I said, cinematic video for this one. This is what I wanted to hear from the group after hearing the first track as my sort of introduction to it. But now I'm interested in, what the rest of it sounds like, because I have a very a meaningful contrast between these two tracks that I've heard from this group. They don't sound the same. Like, each song is unique to itself. So I'm looking forward to hearing more of G-I-DLE. Actually, this is interesting. I think they're gonna be actually a pretty fun group. DUMDi DUMDi. Solid mix. Actually, really good mix. Really clean. Really balanced. I said they had that big synth horn sound in there. I like the percussion too. It sounded. Obviously, like I said, the rhythms are kind of informed by. Oh, I don't even know. Like, I want to say South American, Central American, but maybe even African. This like it's in there. It's sort of a very tribal sort of like, it's folky for those areas. This is what you would hear, sounds that you would hear in very sort of customary colloquial performances and experiences. The stuff that you would hear growing up in certain places, then you might not necessarily hear on big mainstream radio and stuff. But to incorporate the rhythm patterns and even some of the instrument sounds too, that's very specific instrument sounds chosen to give it that feel. And they sound good. They sound, like I said, that rap part was it right where it needed to be, and the rhythms on it were they were fun. They were dynamic. Anytime they play between throwing in some English words and then having the rest of the lyric in Korean, it's fun. I love to go back and forth between these different things, right? It's the contrast for me, right? That's just what I enjoy about it. It makes it fun for me. It makes it enjoyable. It was good. This was a solid track, and actually a very, very well made video for this. I think there were some cool things in here that they were doing. G-I-DLE DUMDi DUMDi. Yes, I want to hear more. Definitely.